Biology, Chapter 14, Ecosystem of Class 12th. The term ecosystem was coined by Sir Arthur Tansley in 1935. Ecosystem is a functional unit of nature where living organisms interact among themselves and also with the surrounding physical environment. Ecosystem varies greatly in size from a small pond to a large forest or a sea. Many ecologists consider the entire biosphere as a global ecosystem, as a composite of all local ecosystems on Earth. Ecosystems are classified into following categories. There are three types of ecosystem. Terrestrial, examples forest, grassland, desert. Aquatic ecosystem has been classified in two types, freshwater ecosystem and saltwater ecosystem. Example of freshwater ecosystem are ponds, lakes, streams, wetlands, rivers. Saltwater ecosystem examples are estuaries and ocean. Man-made ecosystem example are crop fields, aquarium. Ecosystem structure and function. As you are aware that the environment consists of abiotic and biotic components which affect each other. The various components of ecosystem are as follows. Components of ecosystem are of two types, biotic component and abiotic component. Biotic component has been classified in three types, producers, consumers and decomposers. Producers are also known as the autotrophs. For example, photosynthetic protists, algae, green plants. Consumers examples are animals, herbivorous, carnivorous, etc. Decomposers that are dead and decayed material or saprophytes. Abiotic components or physical environments are soil, air, water, solar radiation, temperature, etc. The interaction of biotic and abiotic component result in the physical structure that is characteristic of each ecosystem. The two important structure features of ecosystem are species composition and stratification. All the plants, animals and microbial species present in the given ecosystem consist its species composition and is unique for each type of ecosystem. Vertical distribution of different species occupying different level in the ecosystem is called stratification. For example, in a forest ecosystem, trees occupy top vertical strata or layers, shrubs the second, and grasses occupy the bottom layer. A pond as an example of an ecosystem. To understand the ethos of the aquatic ecosystem, let us take a pond as an example. A pond is a shallow water body in which all the components and their interactions are well exhibited. The abiotic components include all the dissolved inorganic and organic substances and soil deposit at the bottom of the pond. The solar input, temperature, day length and other climatic conditions regulate the rate of function in the pond. The producers component including phytoplanktons, some algae and the floating submerged and marginal plants. The consumers include zooplanktons, the free swimming and bottom dwelling animals. The decomposers are fungi, bacteria and flagellates. Pond perform all the functions of ecosystem. Conversion of inorganic into organic material with the help of radiant energy, that is solar energy by the autotrophs. Consumption of the autotrophs by the heterotrophs. Decomposition and mineralization of the dead matter to release nutrient back for reuse by the autotrophs. There is unidirectional movement of energy towards the higher tropic level and its dissipation and loss of heat to the environment. Four basic components of ecosystems are productivity, decomposition, energy flow and nutrient cycle. Productivity. A constant input of solar energy in the basic requirement of an ecosystem to function and sustain. The rate of biomass production is called productivity. It is expressed in terms of weight or energy. For example, per gram per meter square per year or kilocalorie per meter square per year. Primary productivity is the rate of biomass production per unit area over a time period by plant during photosynthesis. It has two aspects: gross primary productivity or GPP and net primary productivity NPP. Gross primary productivity is the rate of production of organic matter during photosynthesis. Net primary productivity is the amount of organic matter or energy left in the producers after respiratory loss, that is, NPP is equal to GPP minus R, where R is equal to respiratory loss. Secondary productivity it is the rate of formation of new organic matter by consumers. The rate of formation of new organic matter by consumers is called secondary productivity. Primary productivity depends on plant species occurring in a particular area, environmental factors, available nutrient and photosynthetic capacity of the plants. The annual net primary productivity of the whole biosphere is approximately 170 billion tons dry weight of organic matter. Oceans occupy about 70% surface area, but their annual primary productivity is only 55 billion tons, while the rest on land. Decomposition. Decomposition is the process by which decomposers break down complex dead organic matter into organic substances like carbon dioxide, water, and the nutrient. Detritus is the raw material for decomposition, and it consists of dead plant material and dead remains of animal including fossil matter. Raw material for decomposition is called detritus. Steps of decomposition are fragmentation, leaching, catabolism, humification, and mineralization. Fragmentation. Break down detritus into smaller particles are called fragmentation, which is done by detritivorous, for example, earthworm. Leaching. Water-soluble inorganic nutrients go down into soil horizon and precipitate as unavailable salts. Catabolism. In this process, the enzymes of bacteria and fungi degrade detritus into simpler inorganic substances. Humification. It leads to accumulate of a dark color amorphous substance called humus. It serves as a reservoir of nutrient. Humus is highly resistant to microbial action and undergo decomposition at an extremely slow rate. Mineralization. Humus is further degraded by some microbes and release inorganic nutrient in the soil. Here is a diagrammatical representation of decomposition cycle in terrestrial ecosystem. Factors affecting decomposition. The rate of decomposition is controlled by chemical composition of detritus and chemical factor. If detritus is rich in lignin and chitin, decomposition is slow. Decomposition is faster if detritus is rich in nitrogen and water-soluble substance like sugar. Warm and moist environment favors decomposition, while low temperature and anaerobic conditions inhibit decomposition. Energy flow. Sun is the only source of energy for all ecosystem on earth except in deep sea hydrothermal ecosystem. Less than 50% of the incident solar radiation reach the earth. It is called photosynthetically active radiations. that is PAR. Plant capture only 2 to 10% of the photosynthetically active radiation, and this small amount of energy sustain the environment entire living world. The solar energy captured by plants flow in the form of organic food through different organisms of an ecosystem. All organisms depend for their food on producers either directly or indirectly. So there is unidirectional flow of energy from the sun to the producers and then to consumers. The ecosystem also observes the second law of thermodynamics. They need a constant input of energy to synthesize the molecules they require to counteract the universal tendency towards the increasing disorderliness. Producers. They are also called autotrophs. Green plants in the ecosystem are called producers. For example, herbaceous and woody plant in terrestrial ecosystem, phytoplankton, algae and higher plants in aquatic ecosystem. The energy trapped by the producer is passed on to the consumer or the organisms die. Consumers. They are called heterotrophs. All animals that depend on plants directly or indirectly for their food need are called consumers. Consumers are of following types. Primary consumer. Herbivorous or the animals that feed on plants. Example, insects, birds, mammals. In terrestrial ecosystem, molluscs in the aquatic ecosystem. Secondary consumer. The animals that feed on herbivores. And tertiary consumer, the animals that feed on secondary consumer. The consumers that feed on herbivores are carnivorous or more correctly primary carnivorous through secondary consumer. Those animals feed on primary carnivorous are called secondary carnivorous. In an ecosystem, there exists food chain and food web. In nature, starting from plants, producer, food chain or rather food web are formed such that an animal feed on the plant or on another animal and in turn in food for another. Food chain or food web is formed because of their mentioned interdependency. No energy that is trapped in an organism remains in it forever. Thus, the energy trapped by the producer is either passed on to the consumer or the organism dies. Death of the organism is the beginning of the detritus food chain or web. There are two types of food chain: grazing food chain (GFC) or detritus food chain (DFC). Grazing food chain. It extends from producer through herbivorous to carnivorous. For example, grasses are producers which are taken by goat. Goats are primary consumers which are taken by man. Mans are secondary consumers. Same way, detritus food chain. Here primary consumer feed on dead organic matter which are called detritus. Death of organism is the beginning of DFC. Detritus food chain. It begins with dead organic matter. The decomposers meet their energy requirement by degrading dead organic matter or detritus. They are also called saprophytes. Detritus food chain may be connected with the grazing food chain at some level. Thus, they get energy and nutrients. In an aquatic ecosystem, GFC is the major conduit for energy flow, while in the terrestrial ecosystem, a much larger fraction of energy flow through the detritus food chain than through the grazing food chain. In nature, the food chain are not isolated sequence but are interconnected with one another. A network of food chain which are interconnected at various trophic levels so as to form a number of feeding connections among different organisms of a biotic community is called food web. Food web increases stability of an ecosystem by providing alternate source of food. Trophic level. A specific place of organisms in the food chain is known as the trophic level. Organisms occupy a place in their natural surrounding or in a community according to their feeding relationship with other organisms. Producers occupy the first trophic level, the herbivorous primary consumers occupy the second, and the carnivorous secondary consumers the third. Here is the primary producers. First trophic level, phytoplankton, grass, trees, etc. Primary consumers, second trophic level, herbivorous, example zooplankton, grasshopper, cow, etc. Secondary consumers or third trophic level are carnivorous, example birds, fishes, wolf. And tertiary consumers at a fourth trophic level are top carnivorous, example man and lion. Here is the energy flow through different trophic levels which shows the food web. First trophic level producers are plant. Second trophic level primary consumers are herbivorous. Third trophic level secondary consumers are carnivorous. And fourth trophic level tertiary consumers top carnivorous. The amount of energy decreases at successive trophic level. When an organism dies, it becomes dead biomass or detritus. It is the energy source for decomposers. Organisms at each trophic level depend on those at the lower trophic level for energy. The number of trophic level in the GFC is restricted up to 4 to 5 trophic level. It is because only 10% of energy transfer to each trophic level for the lower trophic level, that is 10% flow of energy transfer, and not much energy left after 4 to 5 trophic levels to support higher trophic level organisms. Humification. It leads to accumulate of a dark color amorphous substance called humus. It serves as a reservoir of nutrient. Humus is highly resistant to microbial action and undergo decomposition at an extremely slow rate. Thank you.